What is going on, boys? It is your boy, back at it. All right, with a video for you. Yes, you have been selected to watch this video. I have selected you to watch this video today. Anyways, guys, how are you doing today? It's very good to see you. We have a video today talking about some custom tactics. Yes, it's been a video that I have actually seen in every department of my comment section. I think every single one of you guys has said, Nick, let's talk custom tactics, right? What do you like? What do you not like? So we're going to talk about that today. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, just drop a thumbs up. I am very curious to know at this point in the video, and I would appreciate it if you guys could put in the comment section what you guys are using. What do you guys use most of the time? Let's say 75% of the time, what formation are you playing? Now, I've got 3 formations that I'm going to talk about today with you guys that I do really enjoy. I think all have their really good purpose. And I'm going to show you guys right now what is my favorite, exactly the instructions I'm going to play with, and all that kind of stuff. Now, before we get into the video today, I'm going to tell you guys my strengths as a player if you guys don't watch my gameplay. Possession around the box, my opponent's box. Very, very good manual defender. And I play a little risky. I play to score goals. I play to win the game. I do not play slow. I do like to hold the ball. If you see a lot of my games, I will have the higher possession total out of my opponent. So I like to possess. I like to play fast. I like to go up. And I like to wait for my shot, but I don't hold the ball kind of in the center of the field. So that's what you guys got to know about me. Now, this year I finished a 28-2 and a 30-0 using the 4-1-2-1-2-2. That was the pre-patch variation before they basically nerfed any kind of consistent finishing, which was the finesse shot. So now it's more RNG. But what I initially went to was the 4-2-3-1. I didn't have a mega team. I kind of had like a good team, but not a mega team. And I finished probably between 24 and 27 wins for a few weeks. And then recently, yeah, I mean, look, I got elite the other week. I pushed to elite when I want to. I finished like 24-5 the other week, 24-4. And the last week I was 20-5. Had some tough losses at the end, in the beginning, but ended up progressing and finishing 25. So right now, I'm going to show you guys the formation that I have gone to. And I've gone back to the 4-1-2-2. Now, I've changed something with the formation that has been unbelievable for me. So I've gone back to the narrow 4-1-2-2. And I think the thing that with this formation that I really enjoy is the amount you can absolutely like just cluster your opponent around their box, which I really enjoy. I think for me, I've got the 2 strikers, and you almost use the strikers to drift a little wider. So they're not like wingers, but they're definitely wider strikers. And then you've got the cam, which now I've discovered the tactic of stay forward. I've been playing my cam on stay forward, which is awesome. We'll talk about instructions with this formation. So yes, guys, the first formation is going to be the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. We're talking 3 formations today. So I use pressure on heavy touch, and the reason why I use this is because it's not like your players don't respond with this tactic like a constant pressure tactic. Like when you put this tactic on, you're in trouble, right? Your players will get tired. If you don't have team of the years or icons, your players will get tired after about 60 minutes. So with this tactic, I really feel like it puts the pressure enough on your opponent, but then your players, you'll notice they do sit off. The number one thing about this tactic that you will notice the second you put this tactic on is that your center backs will pressure the opponents when they're receiving the ball. So when their 9 or their 10 is checking into the ball, your center backs will completely go forward. The AI will go forward and try to intercept the ball or put pressure on them, or at least bang them a little bit. Whereas if they have a weak player, they're going to find some trouble if you're using this tactic, holding onto the ball and bringing people into play. The other thing that I like is that usually when that is going on, so when their 9 or 10 is coming in to check and receive the ball, usually the 9, not only the center backs are putting pressure, your 6 on your squad, which is a CDM if you guys don't know football, is always coming back usually and pressuring as well. So when they try to play that 1-2 outlet pass, they usually don't have it because your 6 is playing pressure on them. So that's been really cool about this formation because, as you guys know, the 4-1-2-2 is different than the 4-2-3-1 in the way that you only have 1 defensive mid. You don't have 2. But in the 4-2-3-1, you've got 2 that, while you could use this tactic, they're coming in at an angle. Whereas in the 4-1-2-2, usually when they're looking for when the 9 has the entry pass, looking for the 10 or looking for a center mid on their team, you have your 6 coming in directly at the ball. So he doesn't have an outlet because in FIFA, the way this game is coded, it's almost like the 10s, which is the cam position, they don't really check in on angles. They check in very square passes. So that's the thing I liked about that. I've got 5 width on. Now I tried 6. I think this is for defense. I think I just leave it on 5 for the defense. On the depth, guys, I have it on 6. Now, I actually had it on 7 for a bit. I got it back on 6, but I don't like it on 5. 6 for me, I like this. It gives you the upper hand. You're up a little bit higher than what your opponent's usually expecting. I think 7, you start to notice the high line, so 6 has been really good for me. Offense, we've got balanced. I usually play in a fast build-up. I went to balance this time. Like it, right? Just balanced. Now, this is the most interesting tactic about what I've done with the 4-1-2-2. The second most interesting tactic. I've got my width on 7. Now, it almost plays like a 4-1-2-2 narrow, wide, but it doesn't. That's basically the wide. So we've got it on that, and it's enough for where the standard formation of this, your center mid sometimes feel like they're way too inside, so I do like this, man. I feel like there's less gaps in between my CDM and my center mid as they're all covering ground, and then we've got normal for everything else. Basically normal. I've got these for me aren't that relevant. I like this right here, but I don't feel like it's full on that relevant. As for what we've got going on, like this is my team, so what the tactic that you guys are going to want to know about with the formation that I'm playing right now. I have done this. I have changed my fullbacks. And as you guys can see, Serge Aurier and Ferland Mendy, if you look at their cards as players, right? If you look at them for what they offer, what kind of player they are, right? Mendy is a 94 pace player with 88 dribbling, 80 passing, and a 5-star weak foot with 73 shooting, which means that he can get forward. He can play up, and that's what I've done with him, and then what you guys will see as well with Aurier. And this, for me, if you're going to use this tactic, guys, you need to have players with 85 stamina plus. If you don't have 85 stamina plus, you're going to run into trouble. Aurier is very similar. He's going to be getting an upgrade tomorrow night. What the tactic with this does with balance, and what you'll notice is anybody that parks the bus or even doesn't park the bus, you're going to get so many more opportunities if you guys can use your strikers, your cam, and let your fullbacks get up. It's unbelievable, man. You guys who've been watching my gameplay in the last week, a lot of people have been putting in the comments, yo, like, I'm really enjoying watching your gameplay right now. Like, you have unique gameplay because there's so much build-up play around the box that I'm not scoring goals that everybody else is scoring in the 4-2-3-1. It's different kinds of goals. It's really nice, well-worked crosses, really nice worked plays. So that's the tactic that I'm liking. And then for the CDM, Ballack is on cover center and cut passing lanes and stay back. So tried cut passing lanes, and I'm really enjoying it. Somebody from the stream was telling me to try it out. I like it a lot. I've used 2 weekend leagues now, 1.5 weekend leagues with this kind of tactics and formation. My other center mids are on nothing. They're on cover wing. I leave them on completely. I don't tell them to do anything. Now I have KDB on stay forward, and then for my strikers, I have get in behind, and what I also have on them is I have aggressive interceptions. Now, what aggressive interceptions does is your strikers are going to be, when they lose the ball, they're going to be more apt to go after it, which I always feel like they lose the ball less. Because when you do initially lose the ball, they're always just going and winning back right away. So that's something that I've noticed that I do really like. As for roles, I don't really think roles matter too much. So that's the first thing I want to talk about today. That's the formation I'm using right now, and I'm enjoying. Now, if you are looking for let's talk about a really good attacking formation. Now, this is what you guys want to be looking at, the 4-2-2. Now, it's a pressure on heavy touch. Defense, you're going to put that on 7 with. That's even low. You could put it on 8. If you really want to go hard. I use this formation, guys, 3 weekend leagues ago. I was 13-6. 12-6, 13-6, something like that, right? It was really bad weekend. The delay was bad, and I was playing on stream. So a lot of times when I'm playing on stream, I just kind of mess around. I start doing scoop turns. Like I don't play like I discipline play. I start being a maniac. What this did for me, man, I switched to this because the gameplay was bad. I had so much pressure on my opponent, and they had so much delay as well, that they can't do anything when you play this formation. Like, it is such a pain in the butt to play against this formation and these tactics. So you've got the 7 depth, you've got the pressure on heavy touch, and then you've got balanced on offense, right? You've got everything balanced there. You've got a little bit higher on the players in the box and the corners and free kicks. And then what you guys can end up doing with this formation is you could also make the depth like 8, and then you could put constant pressure. If you want to go crazy, you could do that. That's a little bit much for me. And what you're going to look for, man, and this is the crazy part, is like you almost want to drain them to come in the middle. Essentially with the formation, you want them to go out wide because you're going to strangle them. But if you can get them, it's a win-win with this formation defensively, because if you've got the pressure thing on, if they start to come middle, you have 2 center mids like just waiting. And then you've got these, say I have De Bruyne and Mbappe on the wing, coming in to collapse. Now, the only thing that I wish with this formation that it was a little bit better was I wish that there was a way to get almost to get the central players a little bit more, or the wide players just a little bit more central. I noticed them drifting a little wide sometimes. So for tactics, it's getting behind. I don't have aggressive interceptions on this formation specifically. What I would recommend to anybody who's looking for tactics of formation or anything like that, when you're looking at interceptions, if you have a player with low stamina, so for example, I was using Messi the other weekend. You do not want to put him on aggressive interceptions. If you put somebody on conservative interceptions, you will actually save a lot of stamina for your player. So I'm just saying keep that in mind and maybe look into doing that, guys, if you're a person that is potentially looking at trying to save a guy some energy in your team. I don't know what you guys are into, but that might help you guys a bit. And everything else, I had these guys in stay back, but I would assume in this formation, I don't know if balance would work because the problem is that you have so many attacking players. If you had your fullbacks overlapping with 4 players up top in the way that they're set up in this formation, I don't know how well it would work. In the 4-1-2 and 2-2, you have a cam at least waiting for the pass if the strikers can't receive the pass or aren't open. This formation, you don't really have as much of a central player besides the strikers, so I think that would be weird. Now, this is the number one formation. Like, whenever I'm losing in games, gentlemen, I'll tell you this, and it's late in the game and I need goals, I go to that formation, the 4-2-2. That's what I switch to when I need goals at the end of the game. Let's talk about the most general, probably most standard formation you guys can use this FIFA. It's the 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1 narrow. Now, here's my take on this formation. This formation is very RNG to me in the way that you're going to play basically everyone in the weekend league with this formation. So everybody knows how to play against this formation. So a lot of guys will say that, yes, this is the best formation in FIFA. I kind of disagree because I feel like so now when I go into FIFA games on weekend league, right, I know everybody is playing this formation. So I know how to play against this formation. And now that I have the 4-1-2 and 2-2, what I've noticed is my opponents don't know what the hell to do. Because I have fullbacks overlapping, I've got central players making runs in behind, I've got a cam on the edge of the box the whole time, and then I've got 2 CDMs, which, to be honest, or I've got a CDM which Ballack can take the long shot, and then I've got 2 wide center mids that just do F-all and make crazy runs because Socrates and Aurora are basically attacking center mids. A little bit defensive with the physicals, but yeah, so I mean, this formation to me, yes, it's a good formation. Would I recommend it? Yeah, totally. It's a very easy formation to get into, but I don't love it. I don't love it because I feel like opponents now are just so used to knowing how this formation plays. You're looking for the pass into the striker, then you're looking for the pass to the right, to the wide cams, then the wide cams are trying to get a ball in behind to the striker, or they're trying to cut in, pass a first-time pass for a first-time shot, right? That's kind of like this formation, and then everybody uses the standard drop back. I play people who play with drop back at like literally 2 depth, you can tell. And that's pretty much, this right here is pretty much the meta for this FIFA. Like, that's what people are claiming the meta, and that's what they're using. Is this going to be bad for you? No, I'd honestly say, guys, if you were a player that's like 11, 12, 13 wins and you lose 17, 18, 19 a weekend, you should try this formation out. I would say that you should try this formation out because I'm assuming you're losing a lot of games defensively, and because the defensive AI this year is so overpowered, this formation will probably get you a few more wins because, to be honest, if you're on 2 depth, with some drop back tactics, you're going to have 6 players defensively. Like, you're going to have 6 players at all times, and I've seen people go as far as bringing their cams back, man, and like having these guys come back. But I think this formation is very accessible to anyone that is trying this formation out. Here's how I would play the formation if I was playing this formation or hopping on a foot right now. I would probably play drop back in 6 depth. I don't like playing drop back, but with this formation, it does suit it best. I would do that. I would do balance completely on offense. I'd probably knock this up just a bit, do some of that. And yeah, I would have a guy like Mbappe or Ronaldo at striker, because if you're going to play a 1-striker formation, guys, you have to have a guy that can really be a striker. You cannot have a guy that's a joke, or a weak striker, or just a guy that says on his card that he's a striker. You've got to have someone that can play striker. It's got to be that way. And for me, I would have the striker on getting behind. If he's a hold-up guy, so if you have a guy like Van Basten, I don't know, in real life like Giroud or Llorente, not in FIFA, but you'd have him on probably stay central instead of getting behind and just kind of chilling there. And then on the wide cams, I never really played anything. You could play stay forward if you want to be a little bit more attacking. That's always a decent tactic for this kind of stuff. On the CDMs, I had stay back while attacking and cover center. That's important because you're going to cover all the ground in the center while the front 4 are attacking. And then on the fullbacks, I had stay back and all that kind of stuff. Guys, for me, those are the 3 formations right now that I would recommend in FIFA to try out if you haven't already. I have seen the resurgence of some people talking about a 3-5-2. I've seen some brief discussions about that formation. I have also seen some people using the 5-2-1-2, which is pretty similar to the 4-1-2 and 2-2. I just think it's not as effective because you're playing with the 3 center backs and you're basically losing an attacker, at least in my opinion. There's a lot of good formations this FIFA. I've seen a lot of people using recently the 4-3-1-2. That's even a formation that I've seen people use recently. So Guys, try out these formations if you haven't already, man. And let me know if you guys like any of them. I'm going to read through the comments down below and see what you guys are rocking. But that's basically my advice. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to make a video on tactics and formations. And I'd say the 4-1-2 and 2-2 and the 4-2-2 are 2 formations that I have used in the last month that I've really liked. At the end of the day, guys, if you're playing somewhat of the right formation and you have the right players, you're going to be all right. So don't let the whole discussion of formation this, formation that kind of get you spooked out and, like, have you not use a certain formation. You know, go use the formations, guys, that you guys want to go use. Don't let, you know, X person tell you that you can't use this formation because it's not meta or blah, 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 right? Use the formations that you guys want to go ahead and use. So thank you guys for watching the video today. I appreciate you dudes who watch all the videos over here. See you guys in the video soon. Peace.